question? Any other burning questions?
I'll say for someone with an untraditional background, where do you start?
So actually, I started off in the early 2000s with an intention, right, to go into computer science, according to my parents. Didn't really like the way it was taught, and then changed and started going to things like theory, specifically linguistics, and studying the way people think and interact. And from then on, I ended up right back in technology. It just happened. But I think where you sort of start, in a sense, is first identifying what is your passion, right? And sometimes what you want to do is going to be different from your passion, and that's okay, because then you can sort of like side hustle, which I also do. But I think identify your passion, and if it's something that you want to leverage, as a career, how does technology fit into that and can make it more accessible? So when I was studying linguistics and human interaction, my sort of fields came right back into some type of like technology. I mean, I had to use like Python and so forth and R, but the foundation was mathematical, right? You're essentially stripping context and assumptions and assigning variables to then remodel in a way that it's understandable and relatable between a human and a machine. So I had a much easier time in that sense, but I think for someone who's completely away from technology, there's just so many ways to actually apply and leverage technology in whatever field you're doing. There are roles I came across a role, I think it was like for the Atlantic or something, where they were looking for someone who had a design background and can just have the flexibility to learn how to code and create fantastic and the most beautiful data visualizations to insert into their articles. I mean, there are ways for designers, artists, psychologists, other practitioners in medical fields to either create something as simple as an app or to even create your own business. So there's just absolutely no way for you to not end up in technology is where I'm trying to get at. It's just everywhere, it's pervasive, and in the best sense possible. You're always gonna have a job if you at least know some type of logical or programming structure to be able to leverage and take you where you need to be. If not as a programmer, it's always helpful to at least know how code works and take that into something like maybe product design, something where you're leading a technical team by strategy, because that's also another helpful perspective.
I also just want to plug Flatiron School's website. It has, if you go to courses, there's some free courses there that you can take through our Learn platform. So there's like an intro to Ruby, there's an intro to JavaScript. You could also just like go do the free courses, sign up, and then see if you like it. Like see if you like coding. Like it's like a tutorial format, so you can try it out and see if that might be something you might want to deep dive into.
Yeah, I was actually talking about there's so many free resources out there. Like if you want to try like web dev, or if you want to do like, I know Harvard CS1, something like if you want to try like intro comp sci to see if you sort of like some of that, like there's so much out there, and see if you like it. And if you like it, you sort of end up like, it feels daunting at the beginning because there's so much to know. There's so much to know even when you're like mid-career or senior. But it's sort of like once you get your foot in the door, you know the keywords to put into Google to sort of get you to the next step. And it just keeps going.
I would also say, like, I know it's hard sometimes to pick a language to start learning, and that can be really scary. And to be honest, it's like, if you learn Spanish, it's like, oh, like, this is kind of similar to like how they conjugate verbs in French. And it's like you can easily learn and pick up a new language after that. I think that's very, very true with programming. Like if you start with Ruby, you can easily pick up Elixir, and it's like, oh, like this is very similar to how Ruby is done, or like, I mean, I think all the object, but you can pick one and then learn from there, and then you can easily switch if there's a job posting for it that's in a different tech stack. You can easily pick up those skills once you've already learned the mechanics of how programming works.
If you're unsure, I would definitely piggyback and like probably do some research if this is something I'm interested in. What languages could I possibly like relate to this? Like, what am I trying to do with my passion, right? And what would I need to learn to sort of integrate that? I also think too, it's important for those who, and we definitely do have part of the free sort of like exploration tracks, you know, that intro to sort of like just understanding what it takes to learn how to program. I would consider practicing sort of like pseudocoding. It works you through the logical components and trying to piece through strategy and just consistency in what you're trying to create so that whatever language you're trying to apply it in, you can understand the differences between the languages you're learning and also the similarities, right? Once you have that sort of structure built into your foundation, you can cross-apply it.
I would say just go to Flatiron School.
Or that.
Just start with a great partner, right? And we could talk all night because these are like wicked smart women who have done so many amazing things. But all good things come to an end. Thank you so much, Flatiron School, for hosting us. Thank you for coming tonight, and hopefully we're all gonna hang around for a little bit. So if you have more questions, ask them, pepper them. Connect us with all of us on LinkedIn, and you should connect to each other because who knows where you're all going to end up, right? And you will get so much more support horizontally than you get vertically. Like you'll be struggling together side by side. So introduce yourself to each other and really connect and flesh out those questions together, right? Thank you all so much.